Janie. Welcome back to the Bookworms, buddy. It is Tuesday, so that means it's time for Tuesday Talks. Tuesday Talks is a group that I started with my friend Janelle over at Mrs. J. Rides Reads. Every Tuesday we discuss book-related topics, and if you would like to be a part of that, then I will link to the group in the description box below. So today's topic is on, does book hype affect what you read? For me, for the most part, no, it doesn't affect what I read because generally I'm not reading overhyped books. I think the biggest reason for that is because usually the overhyped books are the new releases that come out. And if that's the case, I don't generally go out and buy new releases. I always put that off and wait a while. Maybe I can find it discounted or what have you. So I don't deal with a lot of overhyped books. I don't read a lot of them. There are those cases, though, where, you know, you hear about, like Winter. Winter just came out. And everybody I've talked to so far has loved that book. Now, in this case, I have liked the whole Luna Chronicles up until Winter. And I still haven't bought the book. So I think the biggest reason for me not doing that is because, one, you know, price-wise, I don't like to spend a lot of money on books because I get a lot of books. So, but another one is we all like things. We all like different books. We're not always going to like the same things. But in this case, since I've enjoyed the Luna Chronicles so far, I would probably enjoy Winter. But now it's just a habit that I've formed to not buy the overhyped books. Especially if there is somebody that I've not read yet, if there is an author that I'm not well acquainted with their work, and people say, oh my goodness, this is such a great book, you've got to read this book, and then you got all these people saying, oh, you got to read this book, then it's like, oh, well, I've not read anything about this person, do I want to go out and actually make the purchase? You know, it's supposed to be really good, you know, and you get that mindset, wow, this must be good because, you know, all these people really, really liked this book. So, you know, in that case, you know, you really kind of have to just sit back and wait a little bit, you know, let it simmer a little before you rush out and buy that because, you know, you go out and get the new release and then you find out it's just subpar and it's not everything you thought it would be. So then you get disappointed and all these people that you trust their judgment, you're like, wow, they said this was going to be good and I really didn't like it, you know, and you go through this whole big shebang of stuff. And I just think it's better to just sit back, you know, and just let it simmer a little bit before you rush in and buy one. That's how I view it now. That's a habit that I form now, that I don't rush into these overhyped books. It's great that they're overhyped because then you do it, there's a little promise there. You know, this book's going to be really good because this person and this person and this person, oh, and this person really loved it. But we also have to remember we don't all like the same writing style. We don't all like the same kind of books. So, you know, yeah. And then, you know, there's also been those times where, you know, back to the Luna Chronicles, where Shannon had picked that book for me and she said, this is a great book, da-da-da-da, you know, and it's kind of like, you know, fantasy. It's like young adult fantasy, kind of steampunkish kind of thing, maybe. And you all know by now that I'm not good with fantasy. YA fantasy, I'm discovering I can handle that a little bit better. So I'm like, okay. And I ended up loving the book. So there are those cases where you do read a book that's overhyped and you do end up liking it. So, I mean, you know, it's just, for me, I just take it upon myself to not do it. And then I just wait a little while and then I'll pick it up later and then I'll read it when not everybody is hyping over it. So, you know, that's the way I do things. What do you guys do? Do you allow the hype to affect what you read? Do you go out there and purchase it? Do you not purchase it? Do you wait? Let me know in the comments below and we will talk about it. Thanks guys for staying tuned and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.